Guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first video that I'm making and I'm super excited. I have been putting it off, doing the whole perfectionist thing. I want to be perfect. I want to get this mic and this. Oh, my hair should be done. But guys, I'm just gonna make it and put it out there, right? Because I'll just start Vilenico and then grow. Okay, so my name is Ruth and my channel is called Becoming Ruth, and we'll get to know each other more as we go. But this video, I want to talk about how getting uglier could be the sign of a toxic relationship. Okay, getting uglier could actually be the sign that you are in a toxic relationship and you don't know. Sometimes you're so oblivious. So I've heard of situations, and I've had that quote all over the internet, on TikTok, Instagram. When you date somebody and you find your beauty deteriorating, like your skin doesn't look as glowy as it used to, maybe you start breaking out more, maybe it just gets dull and maybe wrinkly, and things like, I've heard of people who have actually gotten autoimmune conditions like psoriasis on their elbows, psoriasis like around their hairline, other autoimmune conditions, and this condition started in the duration of the relationship. They didn't have it before, and once the relationship ended, these conditions disappeared. That's how you know it was caused by the toxicity in the relationship. So I've had so many cases like this that I just wanted to make this video to tell women that this is actually a real thing and it's happening. What is happening is called energy siphoning, right? This person is siphoning you energetically. The thing with women is we give so much of ourselves in relationships. We do most of the emotional labor in many relationships, not all women, some. So you'll find yourself carrying the emotional labor. When he's stressed, you're stressed. When he doesn't respond to your text, uko na stress, so your cortisol goes up. When the relationship is not going well, you're the one doing the googling. Or attachment style, he's anxious attachment, how do you get anxious attachment and secure attachment? Or avoidant, how can we interrelate, how can we have a healthy relationship? You're the one doing all the research. You're the one watching all the TikTok videos about your relationship dynamics. You are the one who is putting the emotional labor, like, hey, we've been dating for 2 years. How should we get married? Do you think we should now start planning a marriage? You're the one doing all that, making all the plans. You're the one trying to push him to a commitment, maybe a more serious commitment than you have, without seeming too needy. So you have to play those politics. Oh, I want a commitment, but how do I say it without seeming too needy? So you're the one watching all the dating relationship videos. You subscribe to all relationship gurus on Instagram, TikTok, watching them, trying to grow. You're all the one doing all the emotional labor. And in and of itself, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But if you find you're the only one doing, it's like 100, you're giving 100, the other person is giving 0, then that's a problem. So back to my topic. When you find yourself getting uglier in a relationship, like before you were glowy, you had this lightness to you, you had this joy. It's not necessarily yes, it's physical, but it's not only physical. Even your energy changes. Maybe before you were unencumbered, you are more of a free spirit. You are the type of woman who laughs easily, who lights up a room when you walk in. But you've noticed over the months when you've gotten into this relationship, your glow is more, your light is getting dimmer, and you aren't as jovial. Why? Because this person, either directly or indirectly, is telling you you're doing too much. You are too much. Maybe you talk too much, and anakwambia you talk too much. They start giving you micro criticisms, or you find that when you behave in a certain way, they're not happy about it, so you try to change and adjust yourself to suit them or to fit them. So or maybe you used to be the kind of girl who dresses up, who enjoys dressing up. I want my earrings, gold earrings to match my gold bracelet, gold on gold, or silver with silver, and you are very thoughtful with your outfits. Then you find that now you're dressing more for survival, or for let me dress so just so that I can be dressed and get it over with. There's no excitement in that part of your life. You're not excited to be dressed up like you used to. Your hobbies don't excite you anymore. I've heard of women also just feeling so fatigued all the time, regardless of how long they sleep. You're constantly fatigued, you're constantly tired. There's no spark in your life. The spark that was there goes away, dwindles. I've heard of women who even start getting odd diseases that they never got before, right? And all this happens when you're dating somebody who's siphoning your energy. This is a spiritual phenomenon, by the way. It's not something that is, it's a spiritual thing, because they're siphoning your energy. All the energy that you are directing to yourself is suddenly redirected to them. And that in itself is not a bad thing, because in a relationship you have to give of yourself. However, if you find you're the only one giving of yourself and they're not pouring back into you, then you know you have a problem. Okay? You can't be the only one doing all the work, doing the emotional labor, doing the research. Oh, how can I talk to him in a way that he won't get offended? Da, da, da. You know, those two weird research women do. You're a woman, so you know what I'm talking about. Oh, he's depressed. How can I help him? His business is not picking up. Da, 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 da. Like, you've taken all of that on you. And you're giving off that mothering energy. You're his lover, and now you're also his mother. And you are doing everything to make this relationship work. And this, by the way, is something that is ingrained in women. A lot of, I don't know if it's all women, but a lot of African women, this thing is ingrained in us. You have to be there. They want to take up the emotional labor of this man, taking up all the emotional labor. But it's at the expense of you. It's at the expense of your joy, of your life, of your life force. And you'll find yourself deteriorating. Some of you, even your work performance is affected. You are a bright star, a shining star at your work, but because of this relationship, your work performance is affected. If it's a 5-point scale, you are at a 4.5, and then you start slowly seeing it going down to you start seeing it slowly going down, and the next performance review uko 3, I'm at 2.5. And the only thing that has changed is that relationship. I'm here to tell you, women, all these are signs of a toxic relationship. They might not be very evident. You yourself might not see it, but yet the people around you are seeing it. And deep down, you know. Maybe you can't put a finger on it. Maybe you're wondering, like, I've been tired of late. I'm always tired regardless of how long I sleep. That is a sign that there's something amiss. If it's not a physical issue, then you need to check on your relationship. And we always know when we are in a situation that is not suitable for us. We just don't want to admit it, right? Because you love the person, you're in love, you've already created the children in your head. When you wataka, how your children will look in your head. You've already picked out the colors, or done all the planning, the 10-year plan. But let me tell you something, my love. You need to be poured into as well. This is something people maybe don't say or emphasize in women. I don't know, we are just expected to be the ones to give. But you need to prioritize receiving as well. the person you're in a relationship with needs to give back in the same way or more. Because as women, we are such givers naturally, especially when we're in love. We are such givers. Okay, I'll do this. You compromise all your needs. When you got into that relationship, you're like, me, I want to get married. Right now, it's been years. Umeanza kusema, okay, marriage is not that important. But you wanted it. So you see, you're compromising your needs just for the sake of the relationship. But I think as a society, we really need to emphasize to young girls how valuable they are, just as they are. You're valuable. You are worthy just by virtue of being alive. You don't have to be partnered to be worthy. There's nothing wrong with wanting partnership or love. But you don't have to be partnered to be considered worthy. You don't have to abandon yourself completely for a relationship. If a relationship asks that of you, it is not a healthy relationship. Okay. And nobody tells young girls this because we just give of ourselves. And I've seen so many young girls also have their light dimmed. Sometimes it's even your friends. You're like, guy, she's only a shell of the woman she was before. And you don't know how to address it. So you kind of just keep quiet, it's fine. But you're like, girl, the woman you are, or the woman you were, was spectacular, amazing. Please don't lose yourself for anybody. Nobody is worth that. Not even a parent, not even a lover. You are the only person you will be with for the rest of your life. You know that. Everybody else, some will die before you, some will die after you, some will move away. But you are with yourself every single day. And that needs to count for something. You need to prioritize yourself, your needs, not in a selfish way, but in a way that proves to yourself that you see yourself as worthy and valuable. Okay? Please never get to that place where you've completely lost yourself, and even sometimes you look at yourself in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself. You don't like, is that really me? Yani huni mimi? Kiai. And I've had, like, in my own life, without getting too detailed, I've seen photos of me when I was in toxic situations. I'm like, what? Is that me? And I've even shared some of these photos with ChatGPT, and I was like, just randomly, analyze this photo. What vibe do you get? And ChatGPT he's like, oh, there's a lot of heaviness in your eyes. You look like you're masking something behind the smile. Like, ChatGPT clocks it. That's how you know it's visible to everybody but you. So I'll say this, young ladies, please do not lose yourself. Tell yourself you will never ever ever self-abandon again, self-neglect, put another person's life or needs before yourself. Make that vow to yourself. Make a silent contract with yourself that you will never, ever, ever self-abandon again. You did it before. It didn't work, did it? Look at where you are. Maybe that's why you're kind of there now. You were there in a previous relationship. Or maybe for you, it's a cycle of getting into a relationship, self-neglect, relationship breaking down, getting into another relationship, self-neglect, loses self, relationship breakdown anyway. Maybe you're in that cycle. I implore you to look at it critically, analyze what is happening, and making a decision to never do that again, or to get out of a situation that is not serving you. Okay, this is your life. When God created you, He had a plan for you as an individual. He said, man, can you imagine how excited God was? Like, hey, I'm creating this cute girl who has the kind of smile that lights up a room, and she's gonna change so many lives, she's gonna touch so many people's hearts. And then you uko hapo tu una dim your light just to make somebody happy, or just to be called partnered or Mrs. So and so. Please, please, please do the work to get your light back. And once you get your light back, promise yourself that you will never lose it again. Okay? Thank you guys for watching this video. I don't know if it will go up. I'm just making it on my phone, but I don't know if it will go up. If it does, yay, hi. But thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. All right? Bye.